guys. Okay, so the first one wasn't real. And can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I cannot hear anything other than the music.
That's all I hear is music. Now I don't hear any
audio?
music.
Really? You should be able to.
I hear Tony.
Are we,
Okay,
Tony? I didn't hear
you.
Tony.
I hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I hear everyone.
I hear nothing, guys.
I don't really hear me, though.
I hear everything.
How is everybody doing?
What's the show called?
I got you now.
Okay.
It's a weird thing to call it.
You got me.
I
Yeah.
got you now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can hear you guys. That's all that really
Acropolis
matters,
Now.
but, yeah, welcome to Acropolis Now.
Are we just... so can people just now hear us?
I have
or
no idea.
Did we just not have the ability to hear
But I
each
can
other?
hear everything now.
I
so-
hadn't turned you up before.
Oh,
but
okay.
That's too loud.
So you can hear me now, though. Welcome to the show.
Yep.
All right, cool. We are on. We've got a new setup again.
Well, you're behind the scenes this time.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Yeah,
Have
Yeah,
you
I
seen
don't think
Tony's
it's
3
anything.
monitor setup till today?
3 monitors?
Okay,
No.
3 on that one articulating arm.
Is there 6 now?
there's
Oh,
6, yeah.
There are 10 total.
10 total.
Oh.
Lot of monitors. He's
Mucho
just
monitor.
he's just overstimulated.
And for some reason, every time I try to work this thing without Tony present, there's a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
For the championship game, I'm like, hey, I'll stream it out. I'll put it on the big screen so people can come in and watch. Didn't work.
What's a primer stand?
I don't know. No idea. What is a primer stand?
It's a stand where you put primers on it.
Prime.
Or is it?
I have no idea.
Is
You're
it
just saying things.
No,
I think it's my 40K brain just kicked on. It's something you put a model on and then
And
you can prime it.
You should move your bottle of nothingness there.
Oh yeah, that's not anything.
So how's everybody doing? You guys doing good?
Fantastic.
Tony, let me tell
Wonderful
you,
day today.
I really cannot see you behind them. I can see you now.
know,
We're making
yeah.
eye contact. But when you're like doing the board, I almost wonder if we need to like slide it over so
Yeah.
I can see you
Premiere.
in between.
Right.
Premier
Well,
stand.
I don't think it'll fit.
Can
but,
it,
What is
can
up?
it go up and down too?
Nurgle Matt.
What?
Can it go up and down too, or just side to side?
We could probably rotate it.
I can go up and down and side
Don't-
to side.
Stop it. Don't like that.
Are you
Fucking
like
right
a
it
piece
is.
of, I almost said farm equipment, but like playground equipment. Premier stand.
Yeah.
What is Premier stand?
I think he meant for like the trophy.
Oh,
Oh,
Premier
Premier League.
League.
I don't know why he used the word stand and not a trophy.
There you go.
Okay.
And you know what? Here, we're gonna just put the winner of the next cup right out there toward the camera too.
Oh, here you go. That's me. I'll win that one. Let me tell you, a little bit of time's passed, and it still feels great to finally won a damn championship.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
About time, man.
you're telling me. I'm glad to have beaten Jakey.
Honestly, I'm glad you did.
good.
I'm just glad you crushed him.
It was pretty good. He was talking trash on the Blood Bowl page the other day, and we were talking about knuckle rolls, and he's like, it might have won you a championship. And it definitely was not bad.
We do not have Acropolis cups for sale. We should get some, but
we could.
these were actually gifted to us by a viewer.
Mm-hmm.
By
Howdy, Kings.
what is up, Tex? Scrumptious toes. I want to know who this guy is.
It's someone we know. It has to be.
We know him now. I am holding out hope in my heart that it's really just a random Texan.
Wait, you think you know who it is?
No, I'm saying I'm holding out hope in my heart that it actually.
I feel like it's Jake Campbell.
I feel like he's my soulmate, whoever he is.
Like I've got like I don't know, like the trolling thing. I get it; it's late and he's probably in bed, but I could totally see him staying up like an hour.
This
later,
is also like
past his
6 to
bedtime.
8 weeks into the troll, so it is dedication.
I mean,
Can you see when Tex's account was made?
Oh dear God.
That's what
I don't know.
I want to know his actual name. Actually, no, maybe
I don't think I
Maybe
do.
don't. I just,
2016.
He's real, man. This is real Texas.
I just want him to be Tex.
All my exes live in Texas.
Stop it.
Except for Tex could never be my ex. That's all I'm saying.
He's always your present.
So Tex is coming up for well, you can go like to their chat log.
Yeah, you can see
yeah,
Oh,
the
man.
only things they've
Only
posted
on our
in
channel.
our yeah.
Back to June. We've had Smasher Pass.
Oh, Weezer.
I forgot that he led with Smasher Pass from a children's show. That's how you know it's true love.
Yep.
No, we could do some mugs. Nurgle Matt, you were in Texas. Some people there for sure. First of all, Matt, why not? Where was the phone call? I would have loved to have gone to Texas. I would like to go to Austin.
Bruh, it's 8 p.m. It's definitely not 8 p.m. in Texas.
Yeah, we
It
we
is.
could,
Yes, it is.
we could take Jamie along and
part
you
of
could meet
Texas?
Jamie.
That's fair. What? What'd you say?
So what part of Texas?
The entire thing.
It's all-
Actually, is the
Texas
western
all
part
one-
of Texas another? Texas is a pretty wide state.
yeah, it's a big ass state.
But
I mean, it makes sense to put it all in one time zone.
isn't the
I'm just
mountain time
curious.
zone drawn a little funny?
It might be in order to fit Texas.
is
Map
a
of
little weird.
time zone.
The very tip.
Of the western
Brad is a
part.
small brain. I am big brain, Tex. I am very, very large brain. Yeah, it's all in one time zone. No, aha!
West.
Except for,
Okay,
except for
so
just the tip.
Brad is very loud to me.
Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
is.
I mean,
Am I
that's-
very loud? Listen, Brad's loud in general.
Literally, the tip is not.
Hell
is
yeah.
not in.
those people are probably weirdos.
So, okay, so can they see this map?
No.
Okay, so I'm looking at a map of the United States, and let me tell you, some of these lines, like Tennessee, North Carolina, Oklahoma, and Arkansas, like all kind of, is that the Mason? That's not the Mason-Dixie line, is it?
Mason
No.
Dixon isn't it like, is it Kentucky and Tennessee?
Well, there's something about like slavery determined like how far north.
Yeah, it
like,
was
new states could be.
it was a certain degree parallel line. I just don't remember what.
Was that why? That's got to be why, like North Carolina, Tennessee, and stuff. Like,
Yeah, I think it's Kentucky and Tennessee.
Also,
I think
Tennessee.
that's the Mason Dixon line right there. Is their border between each other?
Look how chonky Texas is.
Yeah.
Matt says just the fucking left hanging tip.
Oh no, never mind. What?
Look at that little part of Indiana that's like, no thanks, bud.
Did we get a model yesterday?
Yeah, it's part of Chicago, basically.
We did get something. I don't know what it was.
Now I gotta go look.
I think I don't know if it's still
Central
the
time
case.
zone's quite wide.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still the case, but for a while, Indiana didn't do daylight savings time, so
I
they
don't
would
think they should.
right. So they would be in different time zones depending on the time of year.
I would say, I to be totally honest, I thought Florida, the entire state would be Eastern time zone. I had no idea that the westernmost part of the Panhandle was.
I thought the same of Michigan.
Is that
Wait,
little?
Is a little bit of the UP in the
Yeah.
central?
It looks like it.
Yeah. Which is really funny because there are areas west of that are still in the Eastern time zone.
Oh yeah.
That's hilarious.
Tex
Very
says
strange.
he says that Austin is the LA of Texas.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that. All right, man. Tex, where should I go in Texas? That's what I want to know. Me and Matt, Dakota and Brad and Tony are going to Texas.
Jamie.
Can we go in like the winter time?
Preferably, yes.
I was about to say I don't want to go when it's like 130 degrees.
Yeah. Getting away from when we're at a negative 130.
I've been
would
looking at
be-
places like for February because like you go somewhere nice in February and you come back to this hellish state and it's getting a little warmer. You know what I mean? Late February, early March. Yeah, I've heard Austin was. I've heard there's good things. The food I heard was amazing in Austin. So, good old Texas barbecue.
You know what's fun? You know what's funny about that though? Every time you go somewhere new, everyone always tells you to try the food.
Yeah.
Like go here, try the
Interlaced
food.
toes
Food here is
with me.
amazing.
You do
Try
need
it.
to try the food in New Orleans.
I
Just
mean-
just saying.
You need to just try New Orleans. Tex, are you a Cowboys fan? I mean, you're right there, but
Yeah. I would want to go to the Dallas Fort Worth.
side
Yeah,
camera makes
probably.
Brad look tiny.
Just like the regular camera makes
Yeah.
you look tiny.
Not too bad at this angle though, is it? The other table was bad because I was like,
You're so far away. So we got the Croxagore star player yesterday.
Yep. Yeah.
That's what
that's
it
what it
was.
was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's yeah.
Hey, Nathan says the po' boy in New Orleans. Listen, it was literally just like whatever item you decided. Like, hey, here's a fried chicken po' boy. It's just a chicken tender on French bread. Like,
I was
don't-
wondering about that.
dude,
like-
I'm telling you, that's all it is. Like,
It was not fancier than that.
no, we went to this one, dude. It was so
Now
was so
gumbo.
much fun.
You gotta have
Gumbo was good.
I've
Listen,
had gumbo.
Dakota got this. Did you get the chicken?
I got the chicken.
Dakota got the best chicken I've ever had in my life, dude. I don't know what it was, but it was amazing.
You somehow have like a crunchy outer layer,
It was
but
like fried
without it
chicken.
being deep fried. Like it was like baked, but with like but the inside
There
was so
is-
like, juicy. It was
So there
most
is-
expensive chicken I've ever had.
There is one thing I do want to go to if we do go to the South together, and I want to go to a Bojangles.
Bojangles.
Listen, maybe we can go. I mean, that's fine. I'll do it.
Okay.
I
I
think
haven't
I've had
been to a Bojangles in years, and I just want to. It's just a Southern fried chicken fast food chain. Is all it is.
Sarah, what was that place?
But
we
it
went
is
in
like
South Carolina.
it is so terribly bad for you that it just.
Oh, I
it's
mean,
just
it's
delicious.
fast food.
It's
Yeah.
so good. You can go there and buy like a gallon of sweet tea. They literally just keep it on the shelves. Like here, you want a gallon of sweet tea to go with your fried chicken? Like sure.
Dude, we need to go to that fried chicken place. Oh, you weren't at the rehearsal dinner. There's a fried chicken place in downtown Detroit that's so damn good.
Oh really?
Oh my god, it was like super good. They had like honey biscuits. Detroit's a lot of fun.
What was the place called?
I don't remember. I could ask David though.
Detroit is a
That
lot
was
of
where his
fun.
rehearsal dinner was. But it was so good. I'm hanging out with all these people from California. It was quite a culture shock. It was a lot of fun though. A lot of fun. Blackened chicken.
The Amazons are the only thing from
Dakota's getting
that.
us back on task.
From,
Okay.
yeah, the Amazons are the only thing from that big reveal that hasn't been like announced yet.
Dude, they've got to be in the next couple weeks, right?
They
Like,
have to be.
They announced that Star Player and they talked about the next Spike magazine.
Yep.
It's it's coming.
Yeah,
Right.
Spike 15. So hopefully they go up next week. I would imagine. Did you see
I've
that?
not tried Kane's text.
Did you see Voltan went up?
Yeah. They announced their box and everything. The box they're going to be coming with. And all that stuff.
Didn't it go for pre-order, or did they just
pre-order
just-
Saturday technically?
Oh, okay,
Oh
all
my
right,
gosh.
but
So
like,
their stuff's already coming out.
oh yeah, it's like here. There's like,
Has there been any rules leaks?
well,
the whole
they've
codex
had-
has been leaked.
has it
Yeah,
really?
apparently they're very good.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
What do they do?
I
I haven't looked.
they
at any
have
of it.
these. They have. They're like
There's
called.
a new weapon
They're called
profile.
like hunter weapons,
Yeah.
right? But they don't do anything. Their special rule is that they don't do anything.
What?
Yeah. So like, if you have a weapon that's Hunter 3, it just fires 3 shots, but it's not held to the restrictions that like an assault weapon is or a heavy weapon. It's just Hunter 3.
I mean,
It just fires 3 shots.
okay.
And it's what it-
an assault weapon isn't a bad thing.
you're right.
Assault
Right.
weapons are like
And
if
need-
someone's
and-
assault 3, it's better than something.
So,
that's
Hey,
And
Matt-
neither is like rapid fire.
Matt
Not
said he
bad.
exactly.
played.
That's not a bad thing.
Matt said he played against. He called them Leagues of Votan Dwarf Squats. Played him this weekend. So obviously not the models. What's up, Jason?
Right.
Obviously not the actual models. Listen, Tex. When I come to Dallas Fort Worth,
Task. Stay
sorry,
on
I'm
task. Finish your
answering the
sentence.
chat. Yeah, obviously not the models, Matt, because they're not out. But the
But
book
yeah,
is
you,
out.
You can proxy them.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
I hadn't heard anything about them, but it's
100% 3D
good.
printed. Was that at a big event, Matt? 100% 3D printed. God, they already got sculpts out. 3D
Yeah.
printed. The real models aren't even out.
Yeah. No, I expect them to be good just because they were a new army.
Yeah, sure.
So I kind of figured that they would give that a little bit more
I did
wax
see like a
approach.
little bit of their. They put some profiles up on Warhammer Community.
Did they?
Yeah, and they
missed
look.
They've
all
been
of
leaking
pretty good.
stuff.
I've missed all of them.
And
I
mean,
don't get on Facebook anymore.
There's one of the there's one of their, I don't know what their chapter tactics that's like literally just like, hey, you get +1 toughness. Like, here you go.
Okay, I guess that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean,
Jason has
he's
an
pretty
Is
opinion.
it just army wide +1 toughness? All your
You messing
vehicles
with
get
volume
+1
'cause Brad
toughness.
just
Everything.
got considerably louder.
way louder.
I'm a loud guy.
I would listen. I would just.
I'm a screamer, baby.
Don't like that. Jason said their bust is
Rana. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's par for the course whenever they release something new like that. Depending on what it is, I guess when Thousand Suns released, Magnus was nuts, but he was really the only nuts thing about that army at release.
Yeah.
Although
Tony,
Death
are
Guard
you-
when Death
What's
Guard
up?
Are you
released, they
messing
went
with
crazy.
Brad's volume?
Not really Brad's anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I
well,
don't
it's
know,
just
something
it's
is
getting
like-
way too loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's so piercing.
Oh,
Um,
Blood of Kittens leaked the whole book.
Oh yeah, they'll do that. Yeah, I went to them for something a long time ago because they had everything leaked on there. I think it was the Tau stuff back in 8th edition.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah,
as soon as they
Brad
get
is
out,
just
like
a
their
website.
job, like it's a 40K website. They're not a GW website. It's
No.
like, hey, the community will want this, so they put it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, maybe I'll go back and look at it, but I am a loud boy.
I turned it back down.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's like I said, I'm not surprised. I'm curious. I'm actually more curious what Angron will do when all that stuff gets released.
Yeah.
I don't expect any of that till next. They said that was 10th edition, right?
No, it's 2023. It's coming in 9th.
Oh, so it
Well, I don't think they.
did they specify 9th
they
edition?
specified winter 2023, and 10th isn't dropping before then.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
So okay, so
winter 2023. What does that mean?
well.
Does that mean January? Or
Okay, so they
December?
specify
It
specify
means
like
March
winter.
20th.
They specify winter and then like 2022/2023.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So this winter, this
Yeah.
coming winter. Okay, all right. So we'll get it.
Jason's like, it means winter.
Thank you.
I don't.
Not clear.
I don't, man. I don't think Guard will be here before the end of the year. They said that, right? Didn't they say 2023?
They didn't say it specifically. It's
They
just
said winter.
It's in the block.
Oh, that's right.
With
In that
the
picture,
two of them,
they
they say 22, 23.
in that picture posted. That's
Yeah.
right. I think I vaguely remember seeing that.
So
yeah.
they may be like December and then
The timing's gonna be
then
so weird.
And
Did
then,
they? December's all Battle Force boxes though, unless they have to cram to get stuff in before 10th.
I mean, I guess it could be like end of November too.
Well, they did specify 2022/23, right?
Yeah.
It'll be next year.
October is usually like a.
That'll be a big release month, but it's not winter.
Well, it's usually like a new army, right? Like Bone Reapers came out in October.
Yeah.
Maw Tribes came out in October the one year. They came out with
aren't
something
they?
else.
They're getting a new.
They just announced a new book
battle
yesterday.
tome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be October then.
Yeah, that'll come out pretty soon.
Yeah.
They also said the Elf book and the. Yeah, Jason, I'm shocked. I'm shocked about that. The Elf
Yeah.
book,
Stupid.
what event?
Oh yeah,
did
they
you say?
said
They
announced
said
a
it will be like within the next 2 weeks.
Lumineth Codex.
Yeah.
Like another
The
one.
third one, yeah, without the Tyrion part of the stuff.
Like they're wait, what?
That's the other. That's Teclis's twin brother.
Oh okay.
So like Teclis is the mage, Tyrion's like the marshal. So like
So-
he'll have heavy cavalry and stuff like that when he comes
Oh.
out. Hopefully on horses.
So,
but-
so wait, so like they're gonna have like it's gonna be two separate armies?
No, they'll all be Lumineth, right?
Mhm.
But like they're doing the weirdest rollout for this army because they did a fraction of the army, then another fraction, and then they'll probably get a few models with this release, and then next year they'll get half an army.
Huh.
It's weird.
It's
the
like-
kangaroo cavalry are terrible.
It's like what they did with Stormcast, because you know when they brought out the second battle tome for Stormcast, that's when they brought out all the cavalry and stuff, the Dragon Knights.
Jason said Mr. Tickles. Yes. Yeah. Kind of like a new chamber, right? With less models
Yeah.
and more like they do. I don't know. It's not exactly like what are they called for Lumineth? They're not houses.
I don't know.
Something like
I haven't
that,
read their.
But
lore.
they're coming, and there's another book too that they announced. I don't remember what the hell it was.
Given all these pre-2023 summer releases for armies and stuff, do you think that increases or lessens the chances of us getting an index edition next edition?
It feels like it decreases it, but like I could
Yeah.
see them.
I don't think it makes a difference.
I mean, they're going to do what they're
No,
going to do,
No.
right?
Yeah, no.
I mean, they indexed.
They're
it'll-
so far behind
Yeah.
because of COVID last year.
Yeah.
2021 was terrible for
Yeah.
logistics, right?
They
So
mhm. They indexed Death Guard and Thousand Sons. Thousand Sons came out right at the end of 7.
Yeah, well, Death Guard was an 8th edition.
Or
release.
did
yeah, Death Guard launched.
were
with
Death
8th.
Guard in the index, or did they just?
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
They were indexed.
They were an 8th edition release. They
Yeah.
released. Remember, they had the.
They were index chaos.
They were the. They
but
were
got
the,
a book right away because they were
Yeah.
brand new.
Mhm.
They were the starting. They were the starting narrative between Ultramarines and remember it was Gilliman
Yeah.
and Mortarion fighting each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were the poster boys for 8th edition
Mhm.
for the release. So yeah, no, they got released right away in the index. But, yeah, I was just wondering about that because it just seems weird to me that they come out with all these releases and then just scrap all these books, these brand new books for these armies, and we're just gonna index them. And you know, like you said, they did it for for chaos.
We'll have them for 6 months.
Yeah, they did it
before.
for chaos, and I think that was even less a shorter period of time because they gave them their Decurion detachment.
Mm.
I want to say in February.
I'm just looking forward
Shortly
to
after Thousand
now
Suns.
that Chaos have their book and they have their 2 wounds. I'm looking forward to when we go to this index edition and we just roll it back.
They're cutting.
They
back.
fundamentally change it now. It's like damage is different now. So
Yeah,
they
exactly.
go to
They
one
cut.
wound.
They scale back damage, so everyone goes back to 1 wound.
So Jason says
Yeah.
it's cool that GW fired the playtesters because now he can be openly grumpy about shit that is beyond busted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are they done, Jason? I haven't heard anything new on that in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I agree.
Get
It's
rid
not
of
a
your
good idea.
playtesters.
To can them in general, I don't think it's a great
Absolutely
idea.
not. That is a silly idea.
Now Matt laughs at that. Now I don't know if that means he knows something I don't.
Well, I think he's laughing at the fact that they're busted. Remember, Matt said he played them.
Yeah, but listen, I think I don't know. Matt, what are you laughing at? Just give me a little clarity here, buddy.
For the 2-month late FAQ. Yeah, I mean, it's really weird when GW releases new armies because sometimes they're either busted or other times they're just underwhelming. Especially when they do like huge range releases,
Mhm.
like Necrons, for instance. Necrons had this huge range release, and they were pretty underwhelming for the majority. Of
Well,
ninth edition.
no, I don't. What you mean 9th edition?
Yeah, as a whole. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I don't
so-
think they were underwhelming. Like,
Really?
not for a while.
Not
like,
at launch.
like
no,
they could hang for quite a while, but like by the
yeah.
time we got 8 more 9th
well,
edition books,
Admech and Sisters
like,
and
it was-
Drukhari were all
Yeah.
so
All
good.
I said was they were underwhelming for the majority of 9th edition.
Okay, so
which I think
Jason
is
did
true.
elaborate on this. He said, "Yeah, we're all done. Apparently, we leaked things, but that none of them
None of
did
it.
squats,
Okay.
and the book's out. So
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and the
no.
book has been out for at least a week and a half.
I really wonder. Yeah, I really kind of makes me concerned about things to come. 8th edition was 8th edition play tested from the ground up.
That's what they said.
Okay. Now,
But I mean, don't you
They-
can never forget what the beginning of 8th edition gave us. We had Gilliman surrounded by 9 storm raiders.
I was just about to say,
You know,
yeah,
so,
but
like,
I
it
don't
was-
think that was. I think that was against the. I think that was against the wishes of the playtesters.
Well, I do remember hearing at the time that,
you got to do
like,
something about this.
that they play tested the edition, and then GW was like, "Hey, look, we also have these detachments."
That's what it was.
Remember?
That's
and they're
what
like,
it was.
they're like, "Wait, the flyer one can't exist." And GW was like, "Yeah, it does." And like, I remember distinctly that conversation.
Yeah.
In this building, no less.
Yeah, that's what it was. I remember there was some like
They play tested patrol brigade and
battalion.
battalion,
Yeah, that's what. it
and
was.
everything was pretty
Everything was
decent in
fine.
that regard.
Yeah, because you were taxed, right? And you
Mhm.
couldn't.
I think
No,
if
it
the
was-
game stuck to those, it'd probably be better.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody brings the way command points and stuff work now. I don't think anybody brings the other ones. I do as a Dark Angel player,
Now,
but just because I get command points.
Numbers wise, it's
Pretty sure most people
right
get
now
commands.
things are pretty good. Tyranids are still very, very good. They're like
Yeah.
60-some%. But this past week in Gene Stealer Cults won an event. Things are pretty like Tau, and I need to start sharing these things. I see them every Monday,
Mhm.
like a Meta Monday analysis thing. But
Yeah, if you share it every Monday, I'd read
yeah,
it.
they're the problem is I don't always know when I'm going to see it. It's
Mhm.
on the Warhammer 40K competitive Facebook page. It's just a link to a Reddit page.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to use Reddit, so I couldn't
Yeah.
go find it on my own.
Reddit's really funny.
I don't know how to
There's
use
a
it.
lot of funny stuff on there.
Um,
But anyway, yeah, no, it's I think the meta is pretty good is in a pretty good spot right now. It's just you have a lot of wacky things going on right now. They need to stop. They need to
feels
stop
so
with.
piecemeal.
What do you mean?
Like the balanced data slate, I think, is a great thing to have. But like it just feels like you're like, okay, here's the Band-Aid, like, and you've got this like
Yeah.
structure. You know what I mean? That
I get what you're saying. Well, I think
I
that's,
think the battle data slate's been.
I think
really,
it's,
really
I think
good.
I think it's been great too. But like that needs to be codified into core rules, and like Armor of Contempt's got to go.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like people were speculating some of the dwarf stuff was like a bunch of stuff's neg 4, and like did they do that because of Armor of Contempt? You know, and,
Well,
and they had to have thought about it.
Well, but that's the problem though. Like that's the
They
power.
make Armor of Contempt and then just get rid of it
Well,
by
yeah,
making
well,
everything neg 4.
I was about to say you can't just get rid of it without addressing all the other core issues though. Like Armor of Contempt is just a battle data slate band-aid on top of the
right,
other busted
right. But it
stuff
was
that
an
came out on Codex.
ill-conceived. Honestly, if they made Armor of Contempt just vehicles, I think it would have been okay, even for Marines.
I mean, yeah, Marines. I mean, their vehicles need something because their vehicles are
Right. So
awful.
just give all like
But-
Imperium vehicles Armor of Contempt.
What do squats
I
have
mean-
that's better than Armor of Contempt?
But they
What does it
need
do? Because I haven't read the rules yet, so I don't know.
Yeah. See, all that stuff. I think all that stuff's gonna go away if we do a rules reset.
I
next
think so
edition.
too.
I'm pretty sure all that stuff will go away. Armor of Contempt wasn't
So
codified in the Chaos Codex, so it's not like it's something that they're planning for the future.
Yeah, I did see that, Jason. It has beam. It has
They brought back Beam.
it
huh?
has beam like from 7th
Is it
edition.
called
my
Beam or
goodness.
is it just
It's
what it
literally called beam.
Is it?
Yeah, and
36-inch range.
yeah, you just
Oh
draw
my God.
draw a line and you hit everything underneath it.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
That's fine at
Now-
like a 12-inch range.
And it's not just a las cannon.
I
It's
like
damage.
that.
It's D3+3.
does? I like that as like if las cannons did that. Like I'd be okay if they had that.
I mean, it'd be a they need something to do with those weapons.
They should have
What-
just been
what
D3+3.
if- what if las
They need to
cannons
get
hit-
rid of the D6 damage.
What
That's
if they
it
had
is.
everything in front of them until like that was saved?
They don't need all that.
I'm just
Like,
saying,
they-
that'd be
they-
cool.
I-
That'd
no,
be
I-
cool.
I
It's a
understand.
laser
I'm not.
beam.
I get it. I'm not coming.
Frickin'
at you.
laser
I'm just
beams.
saying. This is the problem we have. It's the power creep, right?
Yeah.
Things don't need that. Like at least not at a 36-inch range. Like if you want to give things beam, that's fine. Make it like a 12-inch range. Like don't.
So that's
don't let 'em
D.
hit
So
everything
Jason,
within.
Jason says it's D3 damage, which it's better.
I'm pretty sure it's D3+3.
He might be saying. It's
I
damage.
did see something D3+3 for sure.
He might be saying it's damage 3, not D3.
Damage 3 is very good also.
Yeah, that is, that's not bad.
Everything underneath. I mean, but like, okay, so if we're less than a year away from a new edition, like, what's it gonna mean? You know what I mean?
Hopefully nothing.
I mean, they're
I'll
gonna
be
suck.
honest. Power creep is the problem with this edition. Right?
Now,
It's
okay,
been,
so
it's been a
for-
really good edition, but things have gotten progressively
Oh, it's
more and more.
damage 3.
Yeah, that's what I said. He
No,
said
I
it's
know.
probably-
He clarified, and
Yeah.
that's no, it's damage 3. Oh God! See, this is the problem with not having a 40K event fired in here in a while. Like we haven't been able to talk about any of this
Yeah.
stuff.
No, we.
I think that's power creep is an issue.
It wasn't. I don't think it was as big of a problem last edition.
Power creep is a problem in like
Not till the
GW.
end. Not till the end.
Yeah.
Well, power creep exists in every
in,
game
like,
that
all
continues
games.
new stuff. to
Yeah,
get new
well,
stuff.
because it sells.
It's
that's
well,
part of
but
the
it's
thing.
almost inevitable too, right? Because you get new ideas.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, so
New
unless you do
mechanics.
everything at one time,
Mhm.
yeah, and then don't do any design work or release any design work for some period, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you'd almost have to design all 25 armies at one time, which I think they should do. I think they should design all at one time and release.
I don't know if that's possible.
It might
though.
not be.
It,
It
like
might
like
not
I
be.
just I don't think that's possible. Now what? No, I think what
Although the
they could-
indexes I thought were really good, there were some big tweaks that needed to be made. But Index 40K was a lot of fun.
This is my solution for a while. Ever since I saw him do this in 8th edition, is we need to have Index 40K, and then instead of releasing these giant books for each army, they need to just release supplemental codexes.
Yeah, that's it, Jason.
Every codex should be a supplement to your index, not a codex that just rewrites everything. It should just be more additional flavorful rules, right? That's all a codex should be. You can include the stuff that's in the index, but we don't need to add 30 stratagems to them.
Honestly,
I think stratagems will get axed. I think 10th will see stratagems greatly reduced.
I think it'll be reduced.
Yeah,
I don't think
sorry,
they're going to go.
axe implies that they'll be gone. I don't think they'll be gone.
I think we'll.
I think they'll be modified intensely. But I don't think they'll be gone. I think
No, I
they'll
don't think
just
they'll be.
exist in a different.
If they're
form.
closer to a Sigmar model, like we've talked about before, like where it's game wide, like every army in the game can fire Overwatch. That's you know what I'm saying, like that type of deal. Based on their stratagems.
I mean, yeah, Jason's absolutely right with that railgun. Like the railgun that ignores your army rules and spills damage over that you.
Nathan
have
wants
guys
more
that walk around with
fortifications.
D3+. Yeah, it's just silly.
Nathan, to answer your question about the map campaign, up high on the chat, it's coming. Hopefully in the next week or so. We need to find a date where everybody can get together and kind of the teams can place their armies and then figure each other out. So.
Nathan, you don't play 40K. If you did, you would realize that 8th edition was pretty much fortifications and soup. That's like
I'll
the
be
vast
honest,
majority of 8th edition fortifications.
I
and
miss
soup,
some
so-
soup. I miss especially some of the flavorful chaos stuff.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
I think
Also, I've always thought the idea of like adding a couple Marine units, like and painting like in your guard scheme, would be very cool.
They did soup right for the Chaos stuff in 9th edition with the Codex release.
I would
right?
agree.
The if you read the Chaos Codex and how soup works with their book, it's really good. They don't lose any of their army traits. They really don't lose anything. So
Jason's in rare form, man. It's cracking me up.
I think the game is just a lot more. The game is a
say
lot
that.
easier to balance when you don't have to be concerned about soup.
That's
Soup.
great.
I agree. I agree.
It's because
That too.
it's easier when you can look at everything on a platter and say these are the levers I have to pull. But like when you
You
look
can't put soup on a platter. That is for sure.
yeah, that's where I
anybody
was
else
going with
just-
this. Thank you.
I just get infuriated by Nathan's presence. I like cooperation between factions in a game that's about only war. Like,
You know, I think the Allied Matrix worked fine in 7, don't you?
it was a little too convoluted.
Well, and you could
well,
for tournaments. You know, we just said no allies.
Yeah,
But-
that's
but, like,
Or
there was,
what
like-
we say, Battle Brothers only.
There was like an allied detachment, right? There was a specific.
It was like
Oh,
basically a
that's
patrol.
right.
yeah,
yeah.
there was
I
a specific
forgot about
detachment that like, in which that was fine.
Yeah.
yeah,
like
that was
when you
perfectly fine.
when you took when you put limitations on stuff and didn't be like, hey, you can bring whatever the hell you want.
yeah.
Is way better.
Hell no, Jason says. I know our tournaments we didn't allow allies, but I know Taudar existed and it was like stupid
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah.
But I mean, we literally curtailed a lot of that stuff. Now that was one problem in 7th. Our tournaments had to really like we have all these homemade rules and like just ridiculousness because we had to curtail it.
Yeah, that was the fault of 7th edition. That wasn't a very coherent. The rule book was fine, but the codex is just way outpaced the rule
It's
book.
like they put all the
Like, it
rules
was-
in this box and they were pretty good, and then they're like, you know what?
yeah.
Let's bring in a formation. Although I miss part of formation. I miss the narrative part of formations.
I think the force organization part of formations were spot on.
the Decurion
style,
style was so interesting.
I think that is the best. I think that's the best way to build and balance armies.
Yeah, I think a
honestly.
NID Marine list is ridiculous. That's not something I'd like to see. But like if you said just limited to Battle Brothers, as it was allies or come the Apocalypse allies, sure, play it in an Apocalypse game.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
like-
yeah, that's literally the point of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's yeah, like I said, I think how allies works right now, I think is perfectly fine. I think it works just
but
fine.
it doesn't really work though, right? Like how do you can't really bring a knight with a
Yeah, you can.
Well,
maybe
now,
with a knight codex. I don't know
Yeah,
how
you
the
can.
new knight codex.
yeah,
works.
you can.
they have a rule there where they don't break your.
They
detachment.
fixed that
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
so Marines can now bring an Imperial Knight.
Yeah, if they want to, you got to pay command points.
They
for
can't
it,
bring
but
2 of them though. They
Well,
can bring 3.
You can bring 2.
You can bring 2, but you're paying
Yeah,
LPS
right.
for
You're gonna
command.
start
pay
the game
CP
with
for it.
you're gonna owe your grandma a command point.
You pay CP for it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's
I don't-
perfectly fine.
Is it only one? It's not only one, is
you
it?
could take 1 or 2 or 3. You just got to pay CP for the extra detachments.
I think 2 might
Yeah,
be
but
more
isn't it-
expensive than 3.
How
could
many
be.
CP is it for a super heavy detachment though?
Oh, I have no idea. I think
Well, they changed a
for
lot
the
in
single. I
Nephilim.
think 3.
So did I tell you that you can't get the Nephilim book anymore?
Nephilim book.
The chapter approved. You can't get it.
Oh, really?
So if you don't have it right now,
I'm
sorry,
glad
bud.
I bought it.
yeah. So like, there's things in there that I don't know. I don't know. Like, there's rules about the super heavy detachments. They changed them. I don't know. I don't
and
know how
CP
they
cost.
Yeah.
No, and and you shouldn't like I said, you shouldn't see that stuff all the time anyway. I really don't like. That's probably the stuff with mixing factions that irritates me more than anything is the mixing of Lord of Wars with literally.
You don't like it, Jason? Also, Jason said up top earlier that he thinks data slates will contain the stratagems.
Yeah.
Well, because that's what 3rd edition Sigmar does, and like it's just
Are they on the data
yeah,
slates?
they're
It's
yeah.
Sigmar
command
just
ability.
over
Well,
type
yeah,
for
but they're the same thing, right?
Right,
The command
right.
ability, you spend command points for this character
Yeah.
to do it.
Sigmar,
It's
I
the
think
same concept.
Sigmar's had that since its inception, but like they tied the
So-
CP to it.
Yeah.
I
This
actually
edition.
I like that a lot better anyway.
But
I
it
think that
works really well.
So
you can balance it that way.
I think that
You know
I
what I
think that's
mean?
just-
So-
Yeah, you can pull the levers on that model.
exactly. And
The-
then those
Matt,
and
are you
those
saying
units,
the detachments 3 or 6 command points?
It'd be 6 for 2. Yeah.
yeah, so it'd be the same.
We kind of got off into the weeds a little bit away from it, but I wanted to bring up because we were talking about like how like I guess we were talking a little bit about balancing rules and stuff.
Mhm.
I think if they went, we have full digital points. why can't we let's just get full digital rules? Like, print a copy of a book once, and then have it digital if you want. Or, I'm sorry, print the copy if you want once,
Yeah.
but full digital, because then you can just go back and be like, all right, well, yeah, we kind of messed up with what las cannons do.
My
Oop.
problem.
There you go.
You're absolutely right.
My
but
problem is the format they might release it on. So if they released a PDF and it was a downloadable, purchasable PDF, I'm okay with that. I don't want to have to navigate their nonsensical app. All right, it is
Well,
a pain
the
in the
app
butt.
has gotten better. I don't know
but
if you
it's
use
still,
it. It has
is
gotten a lot better.
still a pain in the butt to navigate it to find units and abilities. Like,
Don't make it a list builder. Like, just leave the list
have you ever
building
tried
thing.
to look up rules in the app? There's stuff in the app. There's rules that aren't
that are
even
wrong
in the app.
or, no, or
Well,
just don't exist.
Yeah, like you can't find. There's some Chaos Space Marine stuff in there that you can't even find.
I just don't understand
So,
why
like-
they can't go to a company that does this and have them do
Well,
it.
they have to share. Yeah, that'll cost
Money.
them more.
Okay.
Yeah, money.
Probably will cost them more than it does to print a book in China. Is
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
was about to
saying.
say. And then sell it, right?
Yeah, they're because
But yeah, no, it's. I would really.
the GW. I will say the GW apps have improved. Like I almost in real time, right?
Yeah, it's gotten better, but it's still not. It's still not sufficient. It's not better than Battlescribe by any stretch. So the only thing that might make it better in Battlescribe is that it updates faster.
Which detachment is this?
This is probably for knights. Yeah, if you only spend 3 CP. So yeah, if you want.
Right, but what detachment? It doesn't say a super heavy. I mean, it couldn't because all super heavies are Titanic.
Command cost 3 to 6 restrictions. To include this detachment in your army, you must spend either 3 or 6 command points. If you only spend 3 command points, then you cannot include any Titanic units in this detachment.
Tony, you think we could get an overlay
All
where the
units
comics or the comics
must be
the
from the
comments
same
appear
faction or
on the
from
screen, like
or
in, kind of in
one-off.
like this area?
3 super heavy detached?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
okay.
got it.
Potentially, that can also be dangerous, but
Sure, I like to live dangerously though.
okay. We can look into it.
Yeah, that's
I mean, it would probably, unless you want to pay, it would just be from one platform.
so yeah,
Yeah,
that's
fine.
the
It-
that's
Twitch
the
is
super
basically the
heavy.
only
That's
platform.
the
We
3
can
to
look into
6 super heavy. The bit in there by about Titanic units is because armigers aren't Titanic.
Oh,
So
because
that's
that's out of the out of the
Armigers aren't Titanic.
no, they're
Still
not.
Lord of Wars, but they're not.
So that
Titanic.
literally the wording exists for
Yeah, that's
armigers,
literally
basically?
just for armigers. But yeah,
Okay.
so it's 6.
I
so,
just assumed they were Titanic.
so basically, it's 3 CP for one night or 6 from
But
for
you-
2 to 6.
But you get
So-
your knights get their CP back because their warlord will be in the detachment.
Yeah, sure.
right, but if you're bringing like an
But if you're a
allied-
Space Marine, then screw you because
You paid
play
s-
Space Marines and you're bringing a knight. So I
and
don't
you're
care.
paying 6 CP for that knight.
No, you pay 3.
That's if it doesn't include any. If you pay 3 points, then you can't.
That's for a
include
super heavy.
Titanic.
That's 3 to 6, Dakota. The single super heavy detachment, I believe,
Oh,
is just
okay.
3 CP. So it's 3.
It's still
it's basic.
still 3 CP for one.
Yeah. So it's basically 3 for 1 or 6 for 2 to 6.
Well, it's 3 for 1 or 3 for 3 because the super heavy detachment is 3 to 6 or 3 to 5, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not just one detachment 1 to 5. I've never understood
It's
that.
probably
but-
for balance purposes.
There were a lot of times where I really wanted to just bring 2 knights in my AdMech army.
Yeah.
I really wanted to.
You couldn't. You could never do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird. I don't know. It's always
Bring
been
one.
weird.
I mean, I did, but like 1 was in 8th edition. 1 was never enough. Because
I get it, but
one, like,
you're
they
going to
would
have to
just
make
die so
concessions
fast.
on this stuff. Do you want everyone just running around with 2 knights on the table? Because that's what we had in 8th edition. It wasn't fun. Like,
I
I'm
don't
playing an
remember.
Imperium army. How many knights are they going to have?
I think the only time I played
That's
Knight-
exactly
against
how it
Knights
went.
was Ron, and he had all Knights. If
which
I
I've
what are you
always
talking-
hated that.
which
I have
was-
literally always hated
Well,
that.
you can either stomp them or you get stomped.
Yeah.
You
Like,
talking about
literally.
7th edition?
No,
No, 8th
like
edition.
Oh.
like
Yeah,
no,
8th
I any edition of the game, I have never appreciated the fact that you can bring an army of only knights. I
Yeah,
have
but
never
somebody-
liked that.
but people-
and
some
you're
people
gonna
want
say
that,
some
you
people
know?
want it. I don't give a fuck.
I think
I don't want them to.
I think I appreciate that more than someone bringing someone just adding in knights for their guard or space marine or whatever.
I think that should be the only way you should be allowed to bring them as a supplemental
Oh,
thing.
man,
No,
I disagree with both of you.
absolutely
I want
not.
them both. I want people to be able to do both.
I have no problem with both. I don't. But I don't want you to give players. There should be a cost associated with it outside of points.
Now, see, I disagree because I think points. I don't want to play the resource management. We've talked about that.
But we
before.
did.
That's not
But
what I.
we did that in 8th edition. And it led to people bringing
I don't think it was a problem in 7th edition when people would have a random night. You know, I didn't think that was an issue.
1. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think 2's a big deal
Yeah.
either. I think 3 is worse than 2.
Because the other thing we run into is with 8th edition where people
Here
bring
comes
just
a armor of contempt.
huh? The new rule. But anyway,
Oh,
I'm just
wow.
gonna say what I'm gonna say. So like
Pretty
we
good.
had that in 8th edition where people just brought platoons of guardsmen and then 3 knights.
No rerolls allowed on wound rolls. Dear
in
God.
addition to armor of contempt.
That's super good.
That's real good. I don't know how prevalent reroll wounds are.
Well,
So now we get reverse power.
might not be super prevalent, but it's
Yeah.
very
The
strong.
things that have it rely on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you're taking that away.
Neg 1 damage built in for terminating. For their,
And then you apply. That's very good. I mean, they should be sturdy, right? Like they're dwarves. Like that's kind
that's
of.
okay. Yeah.
I'm excited to see how they look.
I'm
the
never-
big battle fortress. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it in a picture with other stuff. It's big.
It is pretty big.
It's really big.
It is pretty big.
It's
I'm
kind
never-
it's kind of cool.
I'm never gonna react at stuff that makes something harder to kill. Right. I with the addition we've had, I think it's okay.
Yeah,
I think that's okay.
I don't.
The game will adjust.
Yeah.
I'm much happier seeing things be durable than super killy.
Yeah, me too.
I'm much.
I think
happier
I
with
think a
that.
game where everything's more durable. I think a game where everything is more survivable. I think it just makes.
Yeah,
for a
we
better
you
game.
know this is like we've talked about it before
Yeah.
episode, but like I agree with what you've said before that
Yeah.
like you shouldn't see people getting tabled in
Never.
40K.
Almost
like,
never.
It should be an uncommon thing.
Yeah.
Like, unless
a
someone
pretty
is-
big skill gap, I would say.
Yeah, unless
Absolutely.
someone is making like blatant terrible decisions,
Yeah.
or I mean, dice happen. Even in 40K, dice happen.
we were talking about this earlier.
Damn Nathan and his frickin' fortifications. Yeah, the wheels are always weird to me, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah, the wheels say
Yeah,
it's
they
a
look
heavy
okay.
sport, not a fortification.
2 4 points. Money where that FAQ.
this, I'm telling you, this is rare form
Yeah.
Jason. This might be the most negative I've seen Jason, maybe ever.
I mean, he's not wrong though.
So, I mean, Jason, how do you
How it
feel
works.
about like going into 10th? You know what I mean? In as much as you can sum up in a Twitch comment. You know what I mean? Like, maybe a little more than good, bad, indifferent. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. No, they for whatever reason this is just what they do with new armies. They'll just come out.
it's like they can't get out of their own way. It's almost like you feel like they could just print money,
Yeah.
and they just keep doing these things. Like they get better for a while, and then they're like, nah, better not. You know what I mean?
Our events are still all ran privately, right?
Less and less. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like GW is getting more and more influence.
Okay.
I don't know about how much financial influence.
Because the other thing I could see, I mean, I don't think it's ever been that big of a problem for people
Now,
before.
Jason, when you say love all the changes we talked about, do you mean the playtesters before the canning?
I would have to assume so.
Yeah, I assume so. But
Yeah.
just to clarify. I don't
Which,
wanna
even though he's
assume.
fired, he probably can't talk about that yet. That's
Wait
so
till we-
frustrating.
Yeah.
The specifics of something that's not out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you know,
I mean, no,
it's-
not that. I mean that he was fired in the first
Yeah.
place. Eli says it's is it missed as if they know that the consumer base will throw
Almost.
money at their product no matter how shitty the rules are.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I guess
This
how
is the
powerful
reverse.
the rules are.
Yeah, this is the reverse of that. But I wonder how much of a problem it would have to be before.
All right. So what are the changes you talked about, Jason? He says he's clear. So what changes were discussed on your end?
Yeah.
While he's answering that, let's address Eli. Says it's almost as if they know their customer base will throw money at their products, no matter how shitty the rules are. I will say I don't think the rules are. They're not the worst rules we've ever had. I think there are things that need to be cleared up, and there's things that I don't like.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean like that they're, like I'm not a huge fan of cover, but it's a major improvement, and like I can live with a cover system that I'm not in love with. You know what I mean? As long as there's improvement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've always feared the whack-a-mole approach, which they toned back on.
What do you mean?
Well, you remember like
Something pops up and you nerf it.
Yeah.
Something else pops up.
Oh
you nerf it.
yeah, yeah.
but you never go back and repair the nerfs. Now they did repair the nerfs to AdMech because they nerfed AdMech a lot, and then everything else came out and AdMech was bad, and they're like,
Yeah.
okay, we got to bring it back,
we gotta
and they
swing it the
literally
other
went
way.
back to just how it was printed.
Well, because they also started buffing other stuff.
Right.
Like in that process, plus the thing that they nerfed, which was taking core off of the chicken walkers, that wasn't the super powerful thing. It
Right,
was
it was
it was what they were doing with like the infantry and
Right, they're
the
blob.
flyers
First of all,
and
like they made their infantry up to 20, which they never had before.
literally. I don't know why they would do that.
Well,
Like I don't get it.
When people say they do it to sell the models, it's hard to make an argument against
Yeah.
that.
Well,
when
they
do something like that.
They definitely do some of that stuff to sell models. I mean, formations
It-
in
you'd
7th
be
edition
silly
were
to think
literally
that they
just
did.
a push to sell models. That's what it
Well,
was.
look at how many Razorbacks they sold.
I bought so many.
You know what I mean? Like, and
But yeah, no, but
You know, on sorry, go ahead.
but that's what it is. But there's nothing wrong with them doing stuff to sell models. The issue is when
the issue when they come back and say it's invalid.
yeah,
4 to 6 months
exactly.
later.
Exactly is when they have to
I
come
think
back
their
and nerf
method
stuff.
should
That's
always be
fine.
they should always buff stuff. Like if there's
Jason,
a problem,
what does combined data slates?
I don't
mean?
know, because that is power creep.
well, sure, but like if something's not performing, don't nerf something that is performing. Buff other stuff up, and if that doesn't work, then you can. Adjust.
I don't like the never nerf philosophy.
I'm not saying
either.
never nerf, but like I think things should be brought up first before, because then that helps everybody. You know what I mean? Like if you're playing an army that's under the balanced data slate, it's really helped elevate guard from a pure numbers standpoint.
I mean Necrons too. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's an example of what I'm saying. So like, okay, we identified a problem, let's fix it here. Okay, don't make AdMech worse because guard's bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I think you need to try to bring up as often as possible.
Psyker changes, mortal wound, and deadly aspects of the game were looked at. The lethality of the game is my number one thing that
Yeah, me too.
would need to be changed.
Terrain and fortifications. Okay.
Like there's not a whole lot in the
What
game
about
that
terrain?
like weathers serious firepower.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot. They could easily tone down some of that stuff. Like as logical as the twin link change from 7th to 8th was, I think it obviously doubled the firepower.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean on a lot of stuff.
It did make things more killy. I don't know.
And I loved that change at first. I was like, that's awesome. Like 4 las cannons, like yeah, I get it.
I don't know if that's the core issue. Though.
I don't think it's a core issue, but I think it's a contributing factor to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
increased damage.
It's a symptom, but it's not the it's not the
Never nerf rolls off the
disease, right?
tongue. Nathan's a fan.
But yeah, no,
Never
it's-
nerf does roll off tongue. I coined that. You're welcome.
Yeah, but no, it's just a grind.
Jason said it's a giant crap shoot what stays and what doesn't in playtest.
That's the problem.
closed
When
environment.
GW
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
all the feedback, and they're like, you know what? We like it as is.
Yeah,
I've heard many examples over the years, right? I remember years ago, before Custodes got their most recent book, some guys were telling me about how they were telling GW, like, listen, man, Custodes suck. And they're like, I don't know, man. Every time I play them, I just win. And like, well, what are you playing? Well, I'm playing this narrative game where I've got to get defend
Yeah.
a relic or something. It's like, okay.
yeah, that's right. No, it's they don't. It's the environment they test the stuff in that creates the problems. But I don't know. They need
when
to
you have Nigel, rolling dice next to his tea and crumpets, like
Yeah,
it's
man.
just.
I'm not sure why you got to bring nationality into this.
I
but
didn't.
They're British. They ruin
You
everything.
literally just everything you just cited was like a British. Anyway, so,
I do think a beta test would help.
Well,
Remember
here-
they beta tested the Sisters Codex for like a year?
It's so hard to do, but
I
they
get
need to stick. They need to assign a design philosophy to the current edition
And stick with it.
Stick to it
For all 25
That's
books.
the problem. Yes, but they've got so many books to print, and Nigel with his tea and crumpets. He's like, "Ooh, I got this new idea. I'm
good
gonna
job.
print it in this book," and he just releases it to see.
Well, okay, so we
see how it goes.
The
And
theme
it's
was murder.
Infuriating.
The theme was just mass destruction.
I will
Yeah,
say,
I mean-
you've heard this before, but we've talked about this before. I've heard there's 2 guys that design the books, right? So, and one guy is typically designs a stronger book, right? Because they do it for Sigmar and 40K. It's the same guys.
Yeah, which is very frustrating as well.
That's
Like,
probably one reason they made the game so similar.
I don't understand why you wouldn't have like an entire like team of like 30 people doing this. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
You're gonna.
You could do all the books in a year, right? For both games. You know, even if you had the two same design.
You probably don't want to do all the books in a year.
No,
though.
but like you'd have different people, right? You'd have concept people. And you'd get in a meeting room, you'd be like, okay, Monday, 8 a.m., our meeting, we're designing the guard book. By Friday afternoon, you two better have some great ideas for me and Tony. Or what, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's come back Friday and see where we're at.
Yeah.
And, you know, you hash it out and you put it on, you know what I mean? Like, the books there's not that much in them. You know, the rules section is how many pages. You take out stratagems, and the book, like, shrinks up, right?
The complexity goes way down too.
Well, not anymore, Eli. 40K is a much more competitive setting.
Yeah, I would say it's a tournament. It's more of a tournament game.
Yeah, it's 40K is.
Although
the narrative's
prefer
there.
I prefer the tournament setting first because you can always add whatever narrative you want.
More balanced.
You can rein in appropriately for narrative.
Yeah, exactly.
Narrative's probably the least.
You
the
can't
smallest
balance
issue.
narrative only, right?
Yeah.
But you can make whatever narrative you want, dude.
Narrative also requires very little, if any, balancing.
They do want the book money for sure. Jason says they're not a model company. Once you buy models, you're done. They want the book money every month. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. It's probably one of the reasons they won't ever go like completely digital. But
yeah, well, but
unless they could do some kind of subscription.
You can buy the digital copy, and they cut out the middleman of printing it in China.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just saying, like, they did that for 7th edition. I had a couple digital copy books, right, on top of the physical copy.
They're so short-sighted about like people stealing them. People are going to steal your stuff. Man.
That's
like,
what it is.
They're going to steal it.
If you make a physical PDF of it and then sell it, people can just take those PDFs.
I think
back out there.
They should not sell digital books. They should sell only physical books with a digital copy attached to the book.
That's what they do right now.
I'm saying,
yeah,
like,
they could
when
do
you
that.
put your code in,
you
get a PDF version of your book.
Yeah.
That can be live updated.
I mean,
that's what I think it should be. That way you can still sell the physical medium. It still matters.
That's what they literally do.
Well, you have a code for the app.
Yeah.
Which I guess it's mostly the codex. It's a little, I don't know.
It's the
can
app.
You view
the app sucks. All right.
It's not that. It's gotten better. It definitely has gotten better. It has. I don't know.
I find very little application. First of all, like we talked about, like 30 stratagems a book, right? You know how infuriating it is looking through 30 stratagems on a phone with no search function.
Yeah.
You don't even know the name of the strat. You're just like, oh, it's terrible.
I hope there's always demand for physical books because I prefer
so
physical books.
I do too.
I don't also want to charge an iPad and play a game with an iPad at the table, but
me neither. But I listen. I like I said, they need to come up with a design philosophy and just stick to it. That's what they need to do. They're not not go outside of it. The whole ignoring invuln saves halfway through the edition. Where did that come from? Whose idea was that? We just printed 12 books. Well, let's start ignoring invuln saves.
I don't think you should have. I don't think you should necessarily be tied to the app. I think you should get a PDF once you redeem your code. Like I don't think there should be any monthly fee. I think you should be able to on your desktop. Here's the guard book, and open it up in a PDF that you can download for free once you bought the physical book.
They're not going to do that though either, because like I said, that can just be pirated.
Well, I mean, the Leagues of Votann book. The Leagues of Votann book is out right now.
I mean, I guess that's fair.
You know what I mean? So like this way, you kind of are.
I guess.
I don't know. I think the physical medium, and I mean, obviously, as a store owner, like I want to sell books to you guys too. Yeah. So like,
I'm gonna buy the books.
If they got rid of books, like that screws me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because like Jason said about models. Okay, the new Chaos stuff's out. There's no models I want, and I'll just buy my book from GW. You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
I'd rather make my $15 so I could buy pizza next week.
Yeah. No, I get where you're coming from. No, I want the physical copies too. Anyway,
I do too.
That's what I like.
I like
But they
going through a physical book.
we need a climate of 40K in which they don't have to radically change rules every 3 months. Like that's
from
that's
the
what
core,
we need.
like on the core system.
Yeah, that's what we need. Like adjusting points is one thing. You know, modifying a little bit of the rules is another thing. But
No,
we
Nathan,
shouldn't be
because I'm
seeing.
human.
We shouldn't be seeing. First of all, the game should have never been in the condition it was in, to where Guard needed all those buffs before the Codex released. Like,
Well,
that's
to be fair, they
insane.
haven't. I don't know what's
I
taken them so
understand.
long.
You
with
should
it.
have got your book at least 6 months ago, at least.
At the
But-
latest, right? Yeah, I agree.
But like,
I agree.
you shouldn't
Yeah.
you shouldn't be a year out of an edition, less than a year out of edition if we get it next summer, and not have a codex yet for an army. Like that's just dumb.
It's gonna be
But
2.5. No,
a lot of the people who are a little bit more savvy just won't buy the guard book. They'll wait, especially if they think it's going to be an index.
I think that's a big problem. Is it like
Like if this
there's a
gets
lot of
out
rumors
there,
of an index edition, and
yeah, and you're like, yeah, it's just not a good idea. But I don't know. They, like I said, they need to stick with a design philosophy. Like we're gonna introduce these new mechanics into this edition, because if they're doing a new edition every 3 years, then what's the problem? You can take these new ideas that you just had that you just want to interject into this edition, save it for next edition. That gives you more content and more mechanics to play with or it gives you a longer period of time to play with these mechanics, which means more editions to sell. So like, I don't understand why
if the book comes out in January, okay, there's going to be close to 1,900 days between books, between guard books.
1,900 days.
1,900.
Why would you measure
days.
it? Why would you?
I was
measure
just
it
curious.
Like
I was
that?
like, how long is that?
How many hours is that, Tim? 24 times
I can't do that.
1,900.
It hurts.
It
too
has to be. It
much.
has to be a couple dozen.
Yeah,
At
12,
least.
12 hours.
It's just a weird way to weird way to
Oh
measure
man.
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
listen.
Yunari.
Can you tell me real quick about that? Were there any rules for the Croxagores per player?
Oh yeah.
No,
And you surmised that means they're going to get Croxagores as a big guy.
I think so, because I've heard rumors for a very long time.
I've heard that in the past.
that
yeah.
Amazons are supposed to have a big guy, and they haven't shown a model.
Well, here's the deal. The Croxagore released. It's got to be a Croxagore.
Yunari was
So
busted.
the Croxagore released for lizards, right?
45,000
the new Croxagore
hours.
model.
Mhm.
Every single player before that model released, every single player who had a Croxagore team or had a lizards team already had a Croxagore. They converted one.
Yeah.
They didn't buy it.
Well,
so I
'cause it took too
guarantee they
long.
have to. I guarantee they're going to have to double dip into that model for that army or for that
Team.
Blood Bowl team.
I
yeah.
think
And sell that
Eli
Crocs.
says that Crocs does make sense for Amazon.
Yeah,
I
and it
think
does
so.
make sense. Yeah, and it makes
think
sense
so.
too thematically. It does make sense. So like, so there's nothing wrong with that. And
So
I
I like when they reuse big guys.
I do too. I
It
do
just-
too. I have no problems that
to the
ogres
point where I
exist.
think the Chaos team should be able to get the corn guy.
Blood Spawn.
I
oh
think
God.
I don't think so.
Probably
Just for the purposes of balance. I
Ju-
don't
That's
think
fair.
so.
Just how good it is, and then also I like it being unique too.
Yeah.
I like the chaos big guys.
Get it being
I like the
unique.
chaos thematically. I like the chaos team. I really do. They're probably one of my favorite Blood Bowl teams.
I would like them to do a Slanesh team.
I want
A
Tzeentch
Slanesh team
and
could be
Slanesh.
very interesting.
I would love if Tzeentch and Slanesh came next. I know they won't. Vampires are supposed to come next.
Do you think
but
they'll ever do a Slanesh team? I think it's silly.
I think
Eventually,
eventually.
I'm-
It's low hanging fruit.
It-
Slanesh
yeah.
and
I just hope they don't.
Tzeentch,
I hope they don't do Claw. I really hope they don't do Claw with that team.
Claw everywhere.
Yes. The theme for the chaos.
Thematically, their blitzers will have Claw.
Don't say that.
They
They
will
can have literally anything else. What
It-
else could they have?
I guarantee their blitzers will be demonettes with Claw.
They can't.
They'll be like heralds.
Well, none
or
of the
something.
corn teams have demons.
they'll have a form of gore, some kind of goat person.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay, so maybe not gore, but like because
Why
like the
don't
corn
they
ones
do
are like
demons?
dogs.
Because
Do you
they're
think they'll
demons.
ever do a demon team?
No.
No,
Really? Why not?
yeah, I don't think so.
Because they're, I don't know. They're not like. It'd be like doing a dog team. You know what I mean? Like.
I mean, they did a goat team.
What do you mean a goat team?
Chaos.
Chaos is kind of
Yeah,
a
but they're beast men, right? That's kind of the point.
porn
right?
gore.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. Oh my
I don't like this.
Those aren't horns.
Oh no.
Oh, those horns on your head? Or are you just happy to see me?
Oh no.
God.
That's
That's
hilarious.
pretty funny.
Horn gores. That's hilarious.
But like,
Oh,
they could literally just have Zangors be the
for
for the
Zinch,
Zinch team.
for
I mean-
Zinch,
I mean, yeah.
and like I would give them mutation agility in general instead of strength.
I wouldn't give them
I
3.
I agree. I don't think any lineman should have 3.
Well, they wouldn't be the linemen. They would be the 4 Gores, like
Okay,
on the
yeah,
Nurgle team.
fine.
Yeah,
you think
so
they'd have like
those-
just ripped,
they would have a separate lineman.
cultists or
Yeah,
something?
Yeah.
so giving them an agility, I think would be cool. So agility, mutations, and general. I think that would be cool. That might
Brazzer
be too, would that be too
Blitzers.
powerful? I don't even know if that would be too powerful.
What?
They wouldn't have
The
regular
agility?
access to Mighty Blow. So I think that would be just fine.
Yeah.
I do
Um,
think the
I don't want to
Slanesh team
see.
would have a
I
lot of
don't want to
AC
see
too.
any whatever. If there's anything else you can do, I don't want to see any other players starting with Claw.
I think that the Demonette team will have. I think it'll mostly be Armor
The
8,
Slanesh team.
but yeah, the Slanesh team, but they will have some Claw.
I don't want to see it.
I bet the Gore.
Literally, the majority of the team will have
Does
mutations.
the Slangor
They
model
don't
have?
need to start with it.
There's a Slangor model that has giant claws, so it might just be their. Big
Is that
guy.
a Slangor or is
Yeah.
it a Beast of Slanesh?
No, it's Slangor.
Uh,
They just came out with the Slanesh Mortals last year.
Oh,
but isn't it big?
Yeah, that's what I said. Maybe it might be their big guy.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
they might have one
look,
big guy. They'll have some claw
I would
starting.
I would be
somewhere.
okay with like a big guy having
need it
claw.
to, yeah.
Like that's fine. Like I
Yeah,
don't
it's
I don't
What
want
if
to
their
see.
big guy had agility instead of strength.
Oh, that'd be weird.
no.
It would be weird. Would be
No.
weird. It's
Uh,
gonna be. It will be an agile based chaos team.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
would like to see the Zinch
I
and
think-
Slanesh be like agility based.
agility in
Do
general.
do you think
agility, general
Zinch
mutation.
makes sense to be agile?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now otherwise Zinch could be like a fouling themed team. They could be something where you like they have like secret weapons and stuff.
Yeah,
Ah,
absolutely.
that I could
Like-
see secret weapons.
Like secret weapons
Yes,
and
I
they're
could
like
see a
around
dirty
like
player.
fouling.
Yeah,
you know,
that'd be cool.
things of that nature.
Stab. I could see some stab on that team.
Hmm.
That'd be very interesting.
Yeah.
Stab and multi block.
No.
So we're 2 years from an edition. I think
You guys.
I
come
think
up with
November-
Stupid combinations.
November will be 2 years.
I don't want to see anything start with stab and multi block.
Well, no, that's
Blech.
what I'm saying. Like stab and multi block is literally like a rules oversight. That it's like what was it? Mighty Blow and whatever. What was Pile Driver? Whatever the old one was called.
Eli, what
Pile
would
on.
Brad say was stupid? How is that stupid?
Because
Brad?
it's literally just if it's not they FAQ'd it. Well,
you can't. It is a thing.
I understand it's a thing, but it's once again it's just one of those stupid like oh well I'm gonna give him multi block so we can stab.
so
twice.
okay. So
It's
what's the archetype here for the
no?
corn team? It's mortal corn.
But it's one of those.
There's gores, and then everybody else is human,
Mhm.
right? And then because
Well, the idea is that I think they're all supposed to be like that. So like the
So you'll get
like,
Zangors.
Rotters are they're just
They're
zombies.
Yeah, they're kinda like
beasts.
zombies.
They're beasts. They're beast men essentially with like.
well, no,
rotting
not the
flesh.
rotters. The rotters are like
Although those are like
the
their linemen.
pestigores are.
They're like they're humans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
and I would be very okay with the same formula being followed for the
That's
other
what I was thinking.
the
So
other
what? Well,
teams.
and they added a positional for the corn team. right.
Added one.
Well, no, I guess you still have
No,
your
you've got
chaos
three.
warrior.
You have your
variant.
4 warriors,
Bloaters
your
are
4
chaos
gores.
warriors,
Yeah.
essentially.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So you would have, but you're not going to have 4 strength 4 on a Zinch or Slanesh team. I don't. Think.
I think it.
I think you're going to have catcher types.
Yeah.
I
like
think you
blitzer
keep the
types.
mold the same
But
same way.
Did you make them strength 4?
would you
See,
do?
I don't think you do that. I think maybe 2. I could see 2 strength. I'd think more of a
Could you? Is there?
Flesh golem?
no Viking. What the Norse
Norse.
formula where you have a couple strength 4 guys. You know what I mean?
I was just trying to-
they'll either do 4 or 0, and I'm not. They won't change up the positionals at all. I don't think they'll keep the same.
I don't
formula.
think those 2 cast teams. I think they should do a more edge based, interesting take.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is you could have for the Zinch team, for instance, instead of having 4 dudes who are strength 4 with whatever skill, you could have 4 dudes who are strength 3, but instead maybe movement 8 or movement 7.
so you make them a
with-
catcher. They get a catcher
with big
type.
hand, or something like
right.
that.
You get buffed ball carriers.
Exactly, and then your gore is something with extra arms and
You're gonna get,
horns.
like,
or
you're
they
gonna
could
get
just have
strength.
agility 2+.
You're gonna get
or that
regen.
too, or better passing too. My idea was make they'd be a better passer, some Zinchian way. Same thing with Slanesh.
That
You
would
give
be
them
interesting
better,
if their linemen like had it passing 3 or whatever.
not their linemen. I'm just talking about their gores and their.
Or whatever.
The
but
linemen
they have
will.
more players that can pass.
The linemen will just be basic dudes with a Slaneshi or Zinchi feature. That's all they'll do.
Slaneshi would be claw. That would be.
They're not gonna-
Slaneshi.
they-
I'm not saying they should have a bunch of players with claw. But
I don't really know
But
what
it's not gonna
they
be
could
claw.
give to the linemen for Zinch and Slanesh. I don't really
well,
know.
they don't have anything for corn other than
They have Frenzy.
I wouldn't be
Not-
opposed
not
to.
corn.
I wouldn't be opposed to two.
Nurgle.
They have regen.
Not the.
No, they don't. They
I wouldn't
have-
be.
They're nothing. They're
No,
dirtbags.
but they're 35K.
Right. So that's the
So
thing.
that's-
right? They're
that's the
numerous.
thing.
They're
Yeah.
numerous.
I wouldn't be opposed to instead of the Slanesh trait could just be 2-up agility
On the linemen.
on everybody. You can just make everybody.
I
you
do
can make
th-
them.
I do
You
think
can make them an elf-like team.
That's what I think they'll do. That's where.
I think too much agility 2+ with mutation access is very dangerous.
They might not give them.
I mean,
mutations.
you wouldn't see extra arms on the team at all. It'd all be big.
Do you get
guys.
mutations on corn linemen?
It's
It is-
Primary?
Yeah, it's
mutation.
general-
It's
mutation in
chaos.
general.
Everything chaos has,
It's general mutation.
except for the rot spawn.
That's so funny.
The only chaos anything that
They
doesn't
can't
have
get mutation.
is
That's
secondary.
so funny. Yeah, no, it's
They're mutation secondary, but it doesn't get them primary. I
yeah,
don't know why.
I
Does
don't know.
Does the chaos big guy?
The blood spawn?
No, the chaos chosen team.
Oh, yeah, all three of the
They
big
get
guy options
primary
have
mutations?
primary mutations. Yeah,
That's so weird.
it's so. I mean, the rot spawn is like one of the most chaos looking things ever. And
It can't be mutated.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't know. Chaos Renegades. Yeah, but Chaos
I just-
Renegades can have 3 big guys on their team.
Chaos
so-
renegades are fun.
I could see them
They're fun.
doing the three gores. I'm sorry, the four
Four
gores
gores.
with agility 2+ and mutations, because like it funnels into a smaller part of the team.
What would the team trait be then? Oh, you can make it movement. You can make them a
You
slightly.
can make a
faster-
movement 7.
You can.
you could
make
make
them a
the-
slightly faster team.
The lineman
what you
could be
could
just
do.
be movement 7.
That's what you would do then. You make them a slightly faster team. Okay.
Movement
They
7
could
with
give 'em,
agility
like,
3.
They could give them
Agility
+1
2+.
dodge as like a trait. You know what I mean? So that they're not
Yeah.
picking up the ball on a 2, but they can get out of there on a 2.
I don't want to see too
I could
much.
see that.
I don't want to see too much of that.
It's
though.
coming, man.
I don't
That's
wanna
what.
see-
That's where they're going.
It's so.
That's where they're going.
What
I
is-
know.
The
It's
team specific
the
traits.
team
Oh.
traits. I don't
The,
want to see too much of that.
What is it? The
I'm okay with a couple
Drunkard?
issues.
drunkard. Yeah, that. It'll be really. We'll have a better indication when we see the.
I don't want
the
to see too
Amazon
much
team.
of it.
Yeah, I think if they literally just did them movement 7 on the lineman and
Just
would-
take the
would you, would you
positional-
keep him armor 9?
Just take the positionals, copy and paste positionals +1 movement on everybody, and then you could take the gores and make them
Well, no,
AG2.
you'd probably want
That's
to
all you
make.
gotta
you'd
do.
They're
pro-
going to be armor 8 with regeneration too, probably. The
I don't know
Zinch
why-
team
why
will
would
have
the-
regeneration.
Maybe.
I bet it does.
Well, but regeneration is like the
That's a
the
Nurgle.
the Nurgle
like a
thing.
Nurgle
Like that's what makes them.
yeah,
why
but
they
it'll be
have
like
it.
some kind of. How else do you make them tricky? How do you make Zinch like?
That's-
Secret weapons is a good one.
If anybody gets a trait, it'll be Zinch. Zinch team.
I'm
they'll get
telling you,
trait,
they're all
and
getting a
it'll-
trait. I'm
it'll-
surprised
it'll-
Corn didn't get a trait.
and it'll allow them to. So the Zinch trait could be like once per. I don't know.
Well,
once per
corn.
game or something. You can pick up a die and re-roll any die on the table that you want.
Oh, that's
That would be a Zinchian thing that they would have.
that's too much. I think.
once per game doing that.
I'd put a little thought into it at one point. It's not something I think they should necessarily do, but it'd be interesting.
At this
to,
point,
to
I
where
don't see a
instead
problem.
instead of team rerolls, you take like fate dice, and you're like, okay, I've purchased
Oh,
3 team rerolls, so
no.
you pick up 3 dice and you roll them and you set them aside, and
And
you
then
can
you just
swap
swap
out
it.
rolls with your fate dice.
that has a lot of potential.
I don't
Yeah.
like that.
I don't
I don't
either.
like it at
Well,
all.
like I said,
I don't like it in 40K either.
It would-
like I said, it's not something that they necessarily should do, but it'd be Zinchy and unique and,
Exactly,
and cool.
which is why I brought up the re-roll a die or whatever. But
I think they need to. Okay, let's end on this. Nathan did bring up Slan earlier. He said they're gonna do guard. They're gonna pull a guard on Amazon. They're gonna show them and then drop Slan before.
Slan.
Oh.
Slan's the
Matt,
No,
you're
I'm
in,
thinking
man.
Kislev.
You let me know when.
Dude,
I'll teach it the GT.
100%. Blood Bowl is the best.
But yeah, no.
It's a game for sure.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
it's got models and you roll dice. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
It's
no
Blood Bowl.
one's gonna tear my love of Blood Bowl away. I love it.
Oh,
It's the
Matt,
best.
he watched. I mean, I think all the playoff games. He was talking during all of them. So
Yeah.
it will break your heart, Nathan.
Don't know
but,
if I would even say it's better than 40K.
But great fun before
Yeah,
that.
it definitely leads to some
it's-
heartbreak.
it's-
But all right, guys,
Depends
we
on
love
what you mean by better.
Thank you for watching. Tell the queen you love her.
Bye-bye.
See you guys next week.